Hello there, everybody at home. We got a warm-up for you right here, right there. What do you know about percentages? Name everything you think about when you see the percent symbol. What kind of things do you use it for? What do you like? Do you like using easy, hard, somewhere in between? How do you guys feel about percentages? We're gonna get this show on the road right now. Okay, everybody, can I get you back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Excellent. Okay, let's see what we got here, guys. I would love to get a little bit of help. And by the way, thanks for talking that out with your partners. I think you guys do deserve a big point for that one. Thanks for turning things around for me.
Oh, yeah.
Let's keep that going. Okay, here we go. I'd love a little help. Max, where's somewhere that you see percentages in real life?
I see them in solar, energy, batteries, houses,
Sure,
stock market, anything really because of the volume of mass.
Yeah, that's true. You could use percentages almost anywhere. You know, I really like the battery one because that's something that you probably look at every day. How many of us look at the percentage on our battery life every day and see the number? Yeah, and we have this internal understanding of what that number means. Like for example, if you look at your
That's true.
maybe. What if it says 2%? What do you guys think? That's bad. So where does bad start on that? 30%? 80, 20, or maybe under 20. I like that one. So can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? So my question today is, what do these numbers, like what is this symbol doing here? Why doesn't it just say 80, 18, 2? Why does it have the percent symbol? What does that mean? Why don't you guys talk about that for a second? Why have the percent symbol? Why not just have 80, 17, or 2? Teach. Talk to your partners. I'll be right there. Can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Caesar, I loved what you said. What did you say, Caesar? Yeah, it's this many out of 100. It says if basically what a percentage does is it turns any number you or anything you're measuring into 100 equal parts and tells you how many of those parts you got left. It's saying that your battery, like I don't know what units you use for battery life, if it's like joules or newtons. I have no idea what kind of energy gets used for that. I genuinely don't. So whatever unit you use to measure battery power, they're saying whatever that is, if you split it into 100, you've got 17 left. You've got 80 left. You've got 2 left. And that's one of the reasons that percentages over 100 start to get a little bit weird. We're actually going to see some percentages over 100 in a little bit. But first, let's keep this going. Go ahead, Gavin.
I don't think you really would want to use joules because I believe that's 10 million watts.
Is it? It's possible. I have no idea. I actually don't know that stuff as well as I should. Guys, it is the 86th day of school. Do you guys know that 86 is the international code for calls to China? If you wish to call China from the United States, the first two numbers you got to dial, 86. Anyone who's trying to call China's got to dial 86 before they can. Also, it's Learn Your Name in Morse Code Day. Yay! This is my name in Morse code. Beep 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 beep. There it is.
That's a long one.
That's Mr. Peter. I know, and you think about it like it used to be that this was the only way that you could send messages over long distances. So if like you had a baby, like that's all this says is Mr. Petersen. That's what that says. So imagine being like, welcome to the world, Clark Jules Allander Petersen, born March 12th, 2022, 8 pounds, 4 ounces, 17 inches long. Like, could you imagine putting all that in Morse code? Like, forget it. Yeah, I know, yeah. Anyway, can I get you back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? What's our first essential question? I'd love to get that from Luke. What are percentages again? Let's make sure we're feeling ready to go on percentages. There's not many of us, but some of us are going to other teachers, and they're starting percentages, so we're going to make sure that we have the right basis to join them, okay? Let's see, and what's our second essential question? And we're going to get that one from Preston. That's okay. How do percentages work? Yeah, we're going to make sure this is all stuff that you've done before. Like, there's nothing new today. We're going to make sure you guys are ready to go. By the way, NBA All-Star voting leaders coming in at number 3 in voting with 2,388,502 votes is this Slovenian player, number 77, point guard for the Dallas Mavericks, not to be confused with the Mer person or the 7th grader from 7th period. That is Luka Doncic, is correct. And then marsupials, it turns out, guys, you got it right, because there's a difference between an opossum and a possum. Like, there are two different animals. One of them is an opossum, and the other one is a possum. Those are two different animals. And someone told me the difference because one of my 7th graders from 3rd period knew the difference, but I have forgotten it. One of them has a furry tail and one of them doesn't, and I don't remember which one's which. Anyway, moving right along. Got a pencil? Today's topic is percentage review. Let's make sure we're ready to go on percentages. Percentage review. So we're talking about percents. Okay. What a percent does is it says, I'm taking whatever we're talking about, and then we're just going to split it up into 100 equal pieces, and then I'm saying how many of those pieces is what. So, like, you might have heard that human beings are, what is it, like 68% water or something like that? Like 70% water? Something like that. So 72% water, that's saying if you took a person and took them into 100 little bits of units, and then somehow distilled all of their pieces into, like, basic elements, then you'd have 72 parts of it would be water. And then, what would that be? 28 parts of it would be something else. 28 parts of it would just be like goop. I don't know. Some kind of crazy dust. Like a mummy, I guess. Yes, go ahead. Okay, so let's talk about that. So if I say something is 48%, so we're going to write down 48%. That is a number as a percent. What I'm saying is that if I cut whatever this thing is into 100 equal pieces, 48 of them are going to be what I'm talking about. So I can actually write that as a fraction. So I want you guys to talk about that for a second. When I say teach, I want you to say, okay, listen to my words. 48% says, well, if you divvy this thing up into 100 equal pieces, 48 of them are whatever, right? Like maybe we should do something specific. How about if you took the entire school and put them into 100 equal groups, 48 of those groups would be robots. There it is, robots. 48% of those groups are robots. So if you put all the students at Wasatch into 100 equal groups, we're going to go ahead and say about 48 of them are robots. So my question is, can you write that as a fraction? Teach!
Okay. I'm so confused on that.
There you go. Exactly.
Mr. Peterson, would it equal over 8?
Not quite, no.
48% of 100.
48 over 100, because I'm saying 48 robots out of 100 total people.
Wait, if 48% of people are robots, are you a robot?
Well, there's a 48% chance, isn't there?
I'm not a robot.
Beautiful. Love it. Now reduce that and you'll be done. 48's part of it. 48's part of it. Hey, thanks, Luke. Come on and have a seat. We're talking about percentages. Madam?
Could you simplify it?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, guys, can I get you back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Maddie, what would a fraction be to represent that?
I know the answer. It's just my brain.
That's right. We're saying that there are 48 groups of robots out of the 100 groups of students. You'll often sometimes hear that percentages are a part to whole comparison, and we'll actually write that down in a minute. We're saying the part we're interested in, robots, is 48, and the 100 is the whole. Charlotte, you asked a really good question about that. What'd you ask about it? Yes, we need to simplify these fractions. In order to get full credit on self-assessments, which we don't have tonight, because again, it would be a nightmare to get that taken care of. So we're going to start that. We're going to start self-assessments when we return on Tuesday. So we are going to reduce that, and you can either do that by seeing that, I know 4 goes into both of those, and that would give me 12/25ths, I think. And that's as far as we can go. You can only have one. Pick. Pick! I'm just kidding. Let's see here. Oh, wait a minute. No. Here you are. Here you are. Yes, their Chromebooks are working again. Their Chromebooks are working again. That's perfect timing. Go get that taken care of. Okay. Anyway, come on up in 5, 4. Yeah, you can go right now and do that. 3, 2, 1. You can also use your calculator to do that in case you don't remember how. TI SmartView TM emulator software for the TI-30X/TI-34 multi-view TM calculators Texas Instruments. It's not working, and it might be because I didn't sing the last time I used it because I was so mad. I need to make sure validating software license lads. Oh, Susanna, TI SmartView for me. I wish this would take off sometime. There we go, hooray. Okay. Okay. So, if we do 48 over 100, it'll actually reduce that for us. And people will be like, can I do that on a skill check? Yeah, you super can. You super can. You super can. I am done testing you guys on reducing fractions. That was something you learned to do in, I think, 4th grade. So if you're past that now, I'm not going to punish you for not being able to do that. If you can do it in your head, great. If not, bust out your calculator and check. Now here's the thing, guys. We can actually turn that into a decimal as well. So go ahead and give me an equal sign, and then write decimal. Boy, maybe. There we go, decimal. Can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? I'll tell you right now, there's actually a really simple trick to turn any percentage into a decimal. How many of us remember that trick? Hey, if you don't remember that trick, there's a pretty simple trick to turn a fraction into a decimal. What does that fraction bar secretly mean? Everybody, it secretly means? So, you can use your calculator too. What is that as a decimal? Teach! Did you remember the trick or did you use your calculator? That's okay. I know you're going to Cossin, right? Miss Cossin's really awesome though. You'll really like her. You'll really like her. I'll miss you, but you'll really like Miss Cossin. Hey, what's happening? Yes. And then push the little button there. Yep. You just have to get it out of the denominator, yeah. But I agree. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm waiting for my midlife crisis to start. Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. How awesome is that? I know. Okay, everybody. Can I get you back here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see here. No, that doesn't make sense. Nope, not there. Oh, there we go. Gabby, what did you get for that as a decimal? 0.48. Thanks for saying the 0. Now, how did you do that? Do you know the trick from the percentage, or did you use division? Use division, because you can super do that. So 12 divided by 25 is 0.48, or the 48 divided by 100 is also 0.48. Does someone by raising a hand remember the trick that goes straight from percentage to decimals? Yeah, Gavin, what do you remember? You do what? Hold on, guys, I can't hear. Huh? You subtract it from 100. But 100 minus 48 is 52. I think you've got the right idea. Ooh, well, who said that? Who said that? Was that you, Kason? Say it again. Yeah, it's divided by 100. It's divided by 100, which is exactly what we did right here. Another thing you can do is if you grab the decimal at the end of 48, you can just move it twice. Do you guys remember doing that? Perfect. Awesome. Well, let's do a couple more. All right, guys. Got a pencil? Let's start with a fraction this time. We're going to start with a fraction. So everyone write down fraction. The fraction is going to be 3 over 5. I want to know, what is that as a percent? And what is that as a decimal? I'll tell you guys right now. I don't care what order you do. You can do the decimal first and the percent first. You can do the percent first and the decimal. How many of us have some ideas of how to change 3/5 into a decimal or a percent? A couple of us. Great. Talk it out and we'll talk together in about 4. Teach. Bingo. Yeah, you're good to go. You're good to go, Charlotte. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
What would you divide it by?
Let's do 3 divided by 5 because that's what a fraction bar secretly means. Bam. There's your decimal right there. There's your decimal. And then remember how we went percent to decimal by dividing by 100? What do you think we could do to go backwards?
Divide that by 100.
Other way around.
Oh, divide
We're gonna multiply it by 100. Division got us here. Multiplication is gonna get us here.
So
Hayden.
we're going from a fraction to a percent. So
That's right.
reverse the process for the.
That's exactly right. So there it is as a decimal. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry. We'll go 1, 2.
Okay. Is that
Very close. That's correct, but that's not quite there.
60?
It's 60 because you got to move the decimal. Because you got to move the decimal twice. So if you grab that and go once, twice, what's in that blank space? Exactly. There it is. Hi, Jones.
So, it's correct.
That is perfect. Beautiful. Just write that as, so that's an unreduced fraction, but you can write it as 60% and you're done. Mm-hmm. How'd that go over here, guys? There you go. Beautiful. Excellent, Aubrey. Doing good here. Looks good. Looks
like your
good.
tie.
Thank you so much. Let's see. Looks like your partners have this. Talk to them about how they got it. Talk to them about how they got it. Beautiful. Very good. Awesome. Beautiful. Although, where'd the 0.6 come from?
Oh, wait. It would just be 60.
It would just be 60. It would just be 60. Sorry, I think I misheard. There you go. Excellent, Lydia.
3/5, 35%, 0.35.
I don't think so, actually.
What,
Do you remember
the
what?
other
Do you remember what the fraction bar secretly means? Try that. What's 3 divided by 5? How'd that go, Maddie?
I know it's a 0.6.
Beautiful. How to turn it into a percentage? Let's talk. Here we go. Is it what? That's close. Not quite, though. There it is. Okay, everybody. Can I get you back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? That was awesome, guys. I really appreciate the way you guys are working together. I think you guys are doing a great job. Okay. Indeed. All right. Here we go. So we can go fraction, decimal, percent. I think that most of us went from the fraction to the decimal. So how can I use division to go from the fraction to the decimal? Let me see if I can get a little help. Nash, what can I do to go from the fraction to the decimal? Oh, so you're going from the fraction to the percent. I love that. How can I turn a 5 into a 100? True, but there's something mathematically we can do to make that happen. Let's go for, go ahead, Caesar.
Times 20.
Yeah, if you multiply that by 20 and multiply that by 20, you get 60 over 100. You unreduce it so it's got 100 in the denominator, which we know is 60%. That's not the only way to do it. In fact, that's not personally the way that I would do it. So I think, Kaysen, you did this the way that I would do it personally. Kaysen, what was it you did when you saw 3/5? Yep, 3 divided by 5, and that's going to give you 0.6. And here's the thing. Kaysen knew that to turn a percentage into a decimal, you divide by 100. So, Kaysen, what do you do if you go backwards? You go from the decimal to the percent. So that's what we did this direction. Now we're reversing decoration. Did I say reversing decoration? Yeah, you multiply by 100. Good. So you do 0.6 times 100, which is 60. Or you could imagine grabbing the decimal and moving it over twice, filling it in with a 0. How many of us feel like this is coming flooding back to them? Beautiful. Well, there's one more one we got to do. We got to look at decimals and turn them into percentages. Got a pencil? We're going to start with a decimal. Don't hate me. 2.14. Beautiful. I love that, Max. Percent fraction. Okay, when I say teach, you guys are going to say okay, talk to each other. What would that be as a percentage and as a fraction? Teach, teach. What's that? No. No, sure can't. Use your calculators. Yes, beautiful. That's exactly right. Excellent, Aubrey. Wait, use Aubrey. Aubrey's doing great.
How would you make the percentage into a fraction?
So a percentage is a total out of how many?
Make the decimal into
So you could just put it over 100. Also, are you a Kansas City fan? Are they playing or are they on a bye week?
they're playing.
Are they playing? Best of luck to them. Do you know who they're up against? Who are they up against? That works. Hi, Gavin. Beautiful. Love it. So a percentage is that number out of how many?
100.
Always 100. So it's just that over 100.
Is it okay if it goes to a decimal?
We'll talk about that. That's good. So just put 214 because that's your percentage, and then put it over 100.
It's like, oh!
Yeah, and that's okay. There it is. Very good. You're like, it's already over 100. Now you can put that in your calculator and take it from there. And we got that because when you multiply that by 100, you get the percentage. So like do 2.14 times 100, and you get 214.
Would you always simplify the fraction?
Yes, I always simplified fractions. In the history of my of my teaching, there is one fraction I don't want you to simplify, and you guys aren't going to see that until next year.
So when I put it in, it turns out.
Ooh, oh, it's because you're going the wrong direction. Remember, when we turn a percent into a decimal, divide by 100. When we do a decimal to a percent, we multiply by 100. Look, we did it a little differently. Well, look.
We don't even know where to start.
Well, you got the percentage, 214. That's great. Now remember, a percentage is a number out of how many?
100.
So give me. What are you writing down, Luke? 214 over 100. And then you reduce it. It's okay. We're going to learn about why percentages over 100 are real, and they actually do. They exist, and they make sense. Beautiful. Good job, guys. All righty, everybody. Can I get you back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See if I can get a little bit of help there. All right, Preston, what did you do with that decimal? Did you turn it into a fraction first or a percentage first? Okay, how did you turn that into a fraction? Oh, hold on. Yeah, so, okay, hold on. I love that you did that. That's awesome. That's okay. I love that you did it that way, though. That's cool. I think, in my mind, that makes that method makes a little more sense if we start with the percentage. So what we do is in order to find the decimal, if I have the decimal and I want the percent, you could just do the decimal, 2.14, and multiply it by 100. That's 22.14. That's very different. There we go. And that gets me 214. That would be the 214%. But remember, a percentage is a part over whole, and it's always compared to what magic number? It's always compared to 100. So it's 214 100ths. But that reduces. That reduces. And I'm just going to use my calculator because 100ths. Maybe? There we go. That's 0. That will be bad. Matthew learned that one the hard way too. You can't put 0 in the denominator, right, Matthew? Yeah, 107/50ths. How many of us got 107/50ths, or see how we got that and aren't too alarmed? Can I show you guys? Can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? When I'm asked to go straight from the decimal to the fraction without the percent, what I do is I remember my super angry 4th grade teacher. I had a 4th grade teacher, and if it was like, all right, boys and girls, here's your answer. What did you get? And I'd be like, ooh, I got this one. And she'd call on me, and I'd be like, oh, Miss Paxton, it's 2.14. And she would go, 2 point what? Say it right! Say it right! What was she getting at? What did she want me to say? Because she looked like she was going to strangle me for saying 2.14. Archer, what did she want me to say? No, actually, she didn't. What did she want me to say? What did she want me to say, Allie? 2 and 14. Do you remember that? That's 2 and 14 hundredths. And so, if you did 2 and 14 hundredths, you could turn that into 214 hundredths for an improper, and we're good. Okay. Come on up in 5, a little bit, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shh. How many of us are feeling these basics coming flooding back to us? That's what I like. Guys, we're going to make, waiting. This is how we start the 3rd quarter, just so you know. This is how we're going to start the 3rd quarter. But I just wanted to make sure that we had those basics down before we did. So we're going to make a table, guys. Got a pencil? Absolutely. It's got 3 columns. Fraction, decimal, and percent. I'm going to give you one of these, and then you're going to tell me the rest of them. You're going to tell me the rest of them. Whoops. I don't think I want it in red. Okay, guys, let's get those voices off. Here we go. First one's first. I'm going to give you a percent, and you're going to tell me what that is as a decimal and as a fraction. And that percentage is 55%. When I say teach, you guys are going to say, okay, turn 55% into a fraction and a decimal. I don't care what order you do it in. Just go ahead and tell me what that is. Teach, teach. What do you think, Max? Because I know that you were worried about which direction we're going.
So yeah, because like this one, it was normal, so then we divided the decimal.
Right.
This one, we times the decimal because it was over.
So here's what happened, is that actually how we went from here to here is we took 60 and divided it by 100. So if you have the percentage, you divide it by 100 to get the decimal.
Okay.
So what's 55 divided by 100?
It was 0.55.
That's your decimal.
And then to get the fraction, you would times it.
Well, actually, to get the fraction, what did we just divide 55 by?
100.
So give me
Times it by 100.
55 100ths. That's your fraction.
Times 100?
Well, let's write it down first. What's 55 100ths? There we go. That's what it is. So that, and then 100ths.
What?
Because since it's always compared to 100, remember how we did 55 divided by 100?
Yeah.
We're just going to write it with a fraction.
How do I write 100?
So just 55 over 100.
Oh, over 100.
Yes. There you go. Yeah, 100ths. Yeah, there we go. Now, if you actually put that in your calculator, it will reduce it for you if you can. If it can. Give it a try and see what you get.
I got 11/20.
I agree. And you got that decimal. That looks great. Looks good, guys. How'd you guys go over here? Those look really good. Good job, you guys. How'd that go over here, guys? Let's see here. Where's my table? Let's make sure we can get my table down.
I'm stuck.
Okay, so remember, a percentage is an amount compared to what?
Would it be 50, 100?
Yeah, so the fraction would be 55 100ths.
Okay.
But that can be reduced.
That's
Pop it
where
in
I
there.
got- That's where I got to 55 100ths, and then that's where I got stuck.
There's your decimal, 0.55.
Oh, I didn't see this zeros. I thought it was just five.
So that would be your decimal.
Yeah, my bad.
Now do me a favor and hit the arrows again, and it'll give it to you as a reduced fraction, 11/20ths. That's the fraction I
That's
want.
where I got. I did 55
Perfect.
divided by 100.
You're good. Yeah, and that's a good way to get that decimal. That's good. That's good. Yes, Gavin. What can I do for you? Let me see. Beautiful. Sure, but to be reduced, we don't want decimals in the numerator or the denominator. Yeah. I don't know who's being a jerk. Yeah, I know.
People write all
I know, it's true. Let's see. I can kind of get it up. My TA is going to have a bad time with that, but we'll figure it out. All right. Come on up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Guys, I am so happy with this turnaround. You guys are doing an awesome job today, and I think you deserve a point. Thank you so much. Good work, everybody. Let's see here. So I gave you 55%. I wanted that as a decimal and as a fraction. Which one did you give me first? Let's see if I can get a little bit of help from Ellie. Which one did you do first, the decimal or the fraction? And how did you get the decimal? Excellent, sweetie. So 55 divided by, that was 10. 55 divided by 100, that's double divide. So I don't know why that keeps happening. Oh, it'll just be error syntax. 0.55. Now, before we... Oh, thank you so much. Let's see here. Voices, please, guys. We're losing focus. We're almost there. We're almost there. We got about 5 minutes before we start wrapping up here, but I want to make sure we're using that time. Ellie, how did you get the fraction? Yes, because really that's what 55 divided by 100 is. And if you want to reduce that by hand, I love it. If you don't, your calculator knows how to reduce that. 55 100ths. You know, it's cool. Aiden does this thing where he just does the fraction and then pushes that, and then he gets the decimal as well. So you can get 11 20ths right out the gates. So guys, voices off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How many of us feel like we could manage that? You guys doing okay? Beautiful. Waiting. Okay, here comes the next one. Oh, there it is. Got a pencil? Absolutely. I'm going to give you the decimal. 0.84. I want that as a percentage. I want that as a fraction. See what you guys can do and teach. Perfect. All done?
Yeah.
Awesome. Go ahead and just plug it in and then erase. That's fine. Thank you. Exactly so, Josie. Yep. Perfect. Now turn that into a fraction. I'll bet it reduces. Where'd your stuff go? You were doing so good. Let's make sure it's happening. It's good. It's good that you're committing with us, but we need to have that on paper too. Okay, beautiful. I love it, guys. This is good. This is excellent. You guys are good at this. I gotta tell Miss Badger, she did right. She did you guys right by percentages. I just gotta tell her how good you guys are doing. Oh, bye-bye. Those are my friends and colleagues, guys. Those are my friends and colleagues. Okay. Can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Okay. Harper P, what is the first thing you came up with? Did you come up with the percentage of the fraction? And what was the percentage? How did you get that? Yeah, you just move the decimal over twice to 84%. Love it. Love it. And then what did you get for the fraction? Mm-hmm. Awesome. 21/25. How many of us were able to get that just like Harper? Beautiful. We've got time for one more, gang. One more. Here we go. Last thing before your 5-day break. Got a pencil? Here we go. This one's going to be, let's see here. Voices, please. I'll wait. It's fine. Voices, please. Guys, we can't start our 5 minutes at the end of class because you are winning until we're done with this problem. So we got to make sure we get through there. And let's try to stay with it. Here we go. I want 17/25. 17/25 is your fraction. I would like that as a decimal and as a percent. Teach! There you go. Love it. All right. Let's get there in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shh. Waiting. Rhett, did you turn that into a decimal or percent first? What'd you do? Decimal. How did you turn it into a decimal? Shh, shh, shh. Just Rhett, please. Say yes, yes. You do exactly what you were saying. Say yes. You divide them. That fraction bar means divide, so we can go 17 divided by 25, and that gets me 0.68. There's my decimal. Now, Rhett, how can I change 0.68 into a percentage? What can I do with that number? Yeah, exactly. You just move the decimal over twice. How many of us were able to get that without too much trouble? Beautiful. Yes, hold on. We got a question right here, Harper.
I did something different and got the same answer.
What'd you do?
I just did 100
Absolutely.
4 times 17.
Because you were really. What I love is that you were really mathematically doing something that Nash was doing over here too, which is he's asking himself, how do I turn 25 into 100? You do it by multiplying by 4, and if I multiply that by 4, why? I'm going to get 68 over 100, which is then my percentage, and then the decimal. Whatever order makes the most sense to you is the one I want you to do. How many of us feel pretty ready to tackle this on Tuesday? That's all you got, guys. Put your calculators away, head back to your assigned seats, dismiss you with the bell. You guys did awesome today. Thank you. No, we're not in the lead, I'm afraid. So we got to head back to our assigned seats unless you're table A or table B. Table A. What's that? Yeah, so you guys will likely get you'll likely get dub coin for being start of the week that way. Let's get back to our assigned seats.
Mr. Peterson, I took notes.
I know you did awesome. Just hang on to him so we can get you some credit for him too.
While you're not talking to Miss Battery,
Oh, thank you so much.
you need to ask her how the baby is.
I will.